Jeremy Moody, Oxford 187, and a former CEO of Embrace the Middle East. I speak to oppose this amendment because it completely undermines what the main motion is about, which is our hearing and responding to the authentic, anguished voice of our Palestinian sisters and brothers in Christ. Of course, one argument we have heard, and we've already heard it from Dr. Bryant Scott, is that if it is not neutralised in this way, this motion risks stoking the fires of anti-Semitism. But I want to deal with this head on, if I may. People asserting anti-Semitism have simply not read the motion or the underlying Kairos documents, including Kairos 2. The motion itself is explicit in rejecting anti-Semitism. The various Kairos documents explicitly reject anti-Semitism. But they also note that the charge of anti-Semitism is so often used to silence the suffering cry of the Palestinian people, including the cry of the Palestinian church. The Kairos documents may make uncomfortable reading. We may not agree with everything they say. This motion does not require us to agree with everything. But as Archbishop Hossam said in York last July, these documents come from the heart of the Palestinian church. So if we say this evening that we will not receive these documents or even hear from them, then we are saying to our Palestinian sisters and brothers that the costly solidarity that they are asking of us is, sorry, simply too costly. Your voice will not be heard. But what about the charge of anti-Semitism? There is a much simpler formulation than the deeply flawed IHRA definition adopted, sadly, by the College of Bishops in 2018. Author Nathan Sharansky argued that criticism of Israel as a state can stray into anti-Semitism if we delegitimize Israel and its right to exist, if we demonize Israel, and if we apply double standards, singling out Israel for opprobrium when not applying the same criticism to, say, Iran or Saudi Arabia or North Korea. The 3 Ds test. There is nothing in the Kairos documents which delegitimizes or demonizes Israel as a state, or which deprecates the Jewish people and their right to live in peace. There is trenchant criticism, rightly, of almost 60 years of settler colonialism, occupation and oppression in East Jerusalem, the West Bank and Gaza. But what about double standards, Ian Paul's point? Well, the issue here is that Israel is not like Iran, Saudi Arabia or North Korea. It claims to be a Western democracy with equal rights for all. So what is wrong about seeking to hold Israel and its actions to a higher standard? When Israel violates international humanitarian law, when it encourages illegal settlements and settler violence, when it mows the lawn in Gaza, as some Israeli parliamentarians put it, when Israel does all these things and worse, we need to hear how these egregious actions are grievously affecting our Palestinian sisters and brothers. That is why I urge you to resist this amendment.